The story I'm about to tell you is true. None of it is false. According to my resume, the year was 2003. It could have been 2004, but quite frankly, I don't care. My full-time job was government contract labor. I had a boss who said things like, "You will be in your seats working at 7, not getting ready to work, not turning your computer on, not getting settled in, working at 7." Now, this is not an unreasonable request. I understand. But one thing you have to know is that train tracks surrounded the entire business park, and every morning a 3-mile long train shows up at the intersection with an engineer whose sole purpose in life is to make everyone who's waiting at the train crossing late for work. If you were not across the train tracks before 5 minutes till 7, you get to watch the engineer play his favorite game. Pull forward and stop. Back up and stop. Pull forward and stop. Back up and stop. You might as well just get out of your car, walk to the nearest payphone, and let them know you're going to be late, and accept the fact that you're fired. Okay, now there was a way to get around the evil train engineer, but it required passing through a zero-tolerance driving zone. I get pulled over once for an expired inspection sticker. And the officer's opening question, "Who does this car belong to?" What do you say to that? My life flashed before my eyes. I thought this was a case of mistaken identity.
A car thief with an expired inspection sticker is shot dead. Film at 11.
He lets me off with a verbal warning. Assuming you have slipped by the evil train engineer, or you have successfully navigated through the zero-tolerance driving zone, now you're all comfy, sitting in your seat, and you're working at 7. Not a whole lot of fun things happened, but when they did, imagine, if you will, you're in a room about the size of our fellowship hall. It's lined with computers, and the cubicle walls are only waist high. Their only function is to hide the wires, I guess. Running through the middle of the room is a row of 8-foot tables where we would stack hard copies. So this one particular morning, we all have our noses to the grindstone, and just out of the blue, this lady from across the room says, "Hey, whose sock is that?" And sure enough, there is a lone sock laying in the walkway. Well, of course, we all get up and look at it, and all of us get the biggest kick out of it. We're all laughing. "Hey, I didn't know we had a laundromat in here." "Uh-oh, somebody's lost a sock." "Oh dear, someone has a really bad case of static cling." "Ooh, I don't want to touch it. We don't know where it's been." So we all calm down, go back to our seats, and start working. Well, my job was to be a leader for 8 artists. Every now and then I had to get up and interact with them. So each time I did this, I passed the sock. The first time I passed the sock, my brain says, "Hey, whoever bought that shops at Walmart." "Hey, I shop at Walmart." The second time I walk by the sock, my brain tells me, "This looks familiar." The third time I walk by the sock, my brain is saying, "Dude, this is your sock." Now what? Awkward, embarrassing, humiliating, just a few words that came to mind. I pass the sock like everything's normal and I sit down. And of course, the first thing I begin to wonder is, how did it get there? Static Cling couldn't even begin to explain how that sock got there. I sat at my desk and realized for the very first time, socks are sentient beings and they can teleport in and out of our dimension at will. I got up, got ready for work, got in my car, drove down the highway, got out of my car, crossed a parking lot, went into a building, and passed I don't know how many people, at least 15, if not 20. The receptionist, everyone I worked with, all of our page layout ladies. No one saw this. I don't even know where it was hiding. And suddenly it just decides to drop right there in the middle of the floor. I never did figure that out. So after that shocking new reality, the next thing I pondered is, how am I going to retrieve my sock without anybody seeing me? I admit, I'm a typical male. I want to save face. I'm a leader of 8 artists. And after having the biggest hoot over a lone sock laying in the middle of the floor, I'm not about to claim responsibility for this. So I did the only thing that I could think of. I get it from my desk, confer with another artist, and then I pass by the sock, and as I do, I pause, pick it up as though I really don't want to touch it, and I place it on one of the 8-foot tables in the middle of the room, and then walk off as if I'm just going to put this here and leave it until someone claims it. Then as soon as lunchtime came and everybody goes their different ways, I ran over, grabbed the sock, stuffed it in my belongings, and never said a word about it ever again. So the only thing that was left was the follow-up question. Hey, did somebody claim that sock? Looks like it. So this incident has taught me several things. Weird things happen. Learn to laugh at yourself, or you're going to have a miserable life. And socks do whatever they want to. So now that I've told you my true crazy sock story, send me an email, write me a letter, and let me know, has anything crazy or weird happened to you? Y'all take care. I'm thinking about you. Hang in there.